Hey guys, welcome back to another one of our training videos. Before we jump into the best practices that we've been talking about, let me remind you again that on May 3rd, we are going to have another Servant Summit, but this one's going to look completely different. This one's going to be a big, huge party, and I can't wait. We're going to be celebrating you, and not only you, but other volunteers across the church. And not only are we going to be celebrating you, but we're going to be celebrating what God has done in Westwood over the past year. So I want you to be thinking about what God has done in children's ministry. If somebody asks you to share a story of a blessing that you have received from serving this year or something you've seen God do, what would you share? So be thinking about that. We're going to have great food. It's going to be a fun party, celebrative, is that a word? Celebration atmosphere. So plan to be there on Monday night, May the 3rd. Well, the last few times that we've been together via video, we've been talking about best practices for Westwood Kids volunteers. We talked about smiling, that we're going to smile at everybody. We talked about being early, being on time so that we're there to greet kids and to greet families. We talked about engaging the kids, taking the most of every single opportunity, every minute that we have with those kids, and engaging and spending time and sharing life with them. And we talked about living above reproach, that we want to be kids, or we want to be examples of what we want our kids to be. Today we're going to wrap up with 2 more. We may come back and visit some more later on, but we're going to end with 6 this time. The 2 we're going to be talking about today is a Westwood leader is flexible, and a Westwood Kids leader is continually growing. Let's talk about being flexible first. Jay Gordon talks about all the time that the one thing that stays the same at Westwood is we're always changing. And that's true. Y'all have just lived through the big Studio 316 change with us, and that has been big and that has been huge, and I think it's been an awesome thing for our kids and for our ministry. But with everything, we always have to be flexible because we're continually changing and continually trying to make things better. And you know, just life in ministry requires us to be flexible. There may be days that the kids are crazy. There may be days that we have technology glitches. There may be days that some people can't show up because they have sick kids or an emergency at home. There are days that materials run out, and we have a great team that takes care of our supplies. But when you're dealing with 3 hours of classrooms, sometimes things run out. Sometimes mistakes happen. Sometimes, lots of times, I will mess up a schedule or mess up something else. And things just happen. But what we need from our high-impact Westwood Kids volunteers is for you to be flexible, which you are great at doing. Just go with the flow. Y'all know that. Whatever happens, you be the example for the kids, and we're just going to take it as it comes. I love the fact that God is never surprised by things that happen. He's not surprised when you run out of glue. He's not surprised that you have 97 kids instead of 12 that you were expecting. He's not surprised that volunteers don't show up. He has a plan for every single one of those things. When we recognize that, we recognize that He has something to do with us that day, even if we're out of glue sticks. And we need to have our eyes open to that. Look for ways to help, or look for ways to readjust on your own. So many of you are so independent, and I so appreciate that. You are willing to take a problem and just fix it. Your leadership, I am Stuart, we are always here for you. But the more problems you can fix yourselves, the better it is. On the other hand of that, if we are not fixing your problem immediately, please remember that's probably because there's a problem down the hall that's a little bit bigger than whatever you're dealing with. We love you. We're going to help you and support you every way that we can. I know that you know that. But help us too by just being flexible and helping make things work as well as they can. Just thank you for that. Remember, best practice for being a Westwood Kids leader is to be flexible. The second thing is you must be continually growing yourself. It is easy to serve and serve and serve and give and give and give and take some time out for growing personally. Make sure that you're committed to attending a worship service consistently. Make sure that you're committed to a small group, some people that you are really doing life with and really growing with. Nate and I have really been blessed over the past few months to be a part of a small group that's mostly children's ministry volunteers, and just getting the chance to really love some people and to get to know some people and connect with people, for our kids to love each other and get to know each other. I was part of a group before that of children's ministry volunteers that was the same environment, just people that we could love and build relationships with. You need that, somebody that can help challenge you spiritually, that will hold you accountable, that will miss you when you're not there, and will help you through life's crazy circumstances. But you need to be growing. Think about what you want your Westwood kids to be like. Think about what you want your personal kids to be like. You are the model for them. And these kids of this generation can spot an imposter a mile away. So let's make sure that our relationship with God is growing and is vital in our life, and that we are seeking to put that first priority. Don't ever let children's ministry replace your personal relationship with God. Don't ever let it get in the way of a consistent worship time. Don't let it get in the way of a consistent small group of grown-ups. If I can help you with getting plugged into a small group, if I can help you with resources for a personal devotional or quiet time with God, let me know. That's what I'm here for. But I appreciate the men and women of God that you guys are. Let me just challenge you to watch that trap of serving instead of growing. You guys are the very best.